Okay, so we're going to do a walk around of our Horsch CO6 drill that we've converted to low disturbance for use in our zero-till farming system. I've written an article about this drill for issue 11 of Direct Driller that follows on from an earlier, about 3 or 4 years ago when we first started using this drill. It's evolved quite a lot in that time to what we've got here today. So what I'm going to do is go walk through around the drill, looking at the various aspects that we've changed and converted, and show you around. Place to start is at the front with the drawbar. This is the main part of the conversion really. What this has allowed us to do is use it in the configuration we're in today where we've got the front hopper, or we can put it on the back of the existing Horsch CO seed cart when we want to use liquid fertiliser and high volumes of seed. We've got the Scharmoller K80 type hitch at the front, which we use on most of our machines. We find them to be a lot more stable than normal drawbars. That conversion there. The first section of the drawbar, we have this bolted section there, so when we put it into this configuration where we're using it behind the seed cart, the drawbar, the Scharmoller bolts straight to here, shortening the drawbar a little bit and giving us the extra height for the fastening to the back of the seed cart. Coming back on it, we've got obviously some extra strengthening bracing to take the extra forces, probably slightly over-engineered, but better that way than not. And then probably the biggest change to be able to make this drawbar system work is we've got these wheels at the front now, depth wheels at the front, which is similar to the wheels out on the wings. This gives us our front depth control of the drill. We've used this kind of larger tyre than the standard Horsch has on the wings normally. This is the same as the wheel and tyre size on our Avatar, 12 metre Avatar drill that we also use here. And it gives us an interchangeability. If we have a blowout or a puncture on one of the drills, we can just swap between the two, or we just have to have one spare on farm. So just for that reason. Also, the larger diameter wheels tend to keep moving and turning in the wetter conditions that particularly we had last year. While we're at the front of the machine, just another quick little small addition we made is, just for a bit of extra road safety and transport, is this kind of locking system using a top link. It now fastens the machine, and you'll see it when it's folded later. It fastens the machine tight at the top and it stays on the road. The standard Horsch does have a hitch system at the bottom. Move around, so this is a much safer, much more solid system for road transport. Key really to the conversion of any of these CO drills is the coulter change away from the Horsch duet coulters. What we've got on here now is the Borgal VOS standing for versatile opener system. The conversion section bolts onto there. It's a double chute, so we can, and we've seen from the front hopper later, we can do solid fert or 2 seeds for companion cropping, various options. At the moment we're in a configuration where we're just using one of the outlets, so we're using a single row of seed for a 19mm narrow low disturbance point. We also have run the 75mm double row type point that they do, but basically the clues in the name of these, it's a versatile opener system, so you can change the actual coulter for various options. This really, we've been through other systems. We started off on a Metcalf type point, which is narrower and a bit low disturbance at 12mm, I think they are. The problem we had with those was we couldn't keep the tungsten tips on the front very easily on our soil type, and we got quite high wear rates. We evolved then to trying a point that we made ourselves, which was basically a bit of an evolution of the Metcalf, slightly wider at 15mm, and we put side plates on which were to try and reduce the wear on the rear seed tube, but that caused more disturbance, so it wasn't really ideal. We tried some Dutch in a comparison against the Borgal, and overall these seemed a better option. The wear rate seemed a lot better, and it just seems to be overall a bit better system, so I'm pretty pretty fixed on these now. They really were key to us being able to get crops in the ground in the very wet autumn of 2019. This point really was a saviour for us actually getting 100% of our wheat and beans drilled up in that autumn. So really good point, and I think this is what we're going to be sticking with going forward now. Moving further back on the drill, the operator made here to the rear packer. We've converted the tyres, we've gone away from the car type pattern tyre that's more commonly found on COs to the Sprinter, the later Horsch Sprinter style of cleated tyre. Much better in the wet, self-cleaning, and far better kind of system than the tyres. Less puncture prone we found as well. Previous owner of the drill had already upgraded this particular CO to the bearing style axles, which are much better than the nylon bush type ones, a lot better, and you get less wear in them. The major change we made back here though was really more to stability. What we've done, the centre section of the CO drill is quite narrow, so for road transport and folding and unfolding, it was a pretty scary thing to unfold. So we've cut the last section here, these last two tyres, the last axle there, off the wing, reattached it to the centre. That's widened the centre section, we've got that on both sides. That takes it out to 2.95 metres in the centre, which is still road legal for the UK. The bracing bar obviously to try and help with the extra forces that puts on that. But basically that's increased the stability of the whole drill rather than its performance, but with a lot of road work involved, that really is quite an important thing to get right. So another addition, we've mounted a stock wizard to the top here with an access platform. Basically this gives us the option of another seed. So with our split front hopper we can do 3 seed types of this drill, or 2 seed types of the fertiliser for companion cropping options. But more commonly we're using this to apply Avadex post drilling or slug pellets post drilling where needed. Single distribution head on this 6 metre, and we've got an ISO blockage sensor system fitted, which ties in with the ISO on the front partner hopper, which we're going to have a look at right now. We're using a Horsch Partner 2000 FT twin product hopper. We did start off, when we first started using it with the front hopper, with a farm sale Accord DA that was £1,000 or so, so you don't have to go this fancy to do a conversion like this. This ties in nicely with our full ISO system and the blockage monitoring, whatever. Gives us options with that split hopper with companion crops or seed and fertiliser at the twin shot the bulk out points. A quick look inside. It's a pressurised hopper, which gives it the ability to deliver enough seed at 12 metres if we needed to. Divider in the hopper, you can see in there, John, but the divider in the hopper that can come in or out, so I can use it as single product, dual product, which gives us options, so companion cropping or seed and fertiliser. Right here, you can do the half switch shut off. At the moment, we're using single product. We've just got the one pipe flying back and the ISO connection to the front of the tractor here, which incorporates all the blockage monitoring and the ISO control to the cab. We're running this machine behind a Fendt 724, which is a 240 horsepower tractor, nice lightweight 8.5 ton type machine, which is a perfect match for. In fact, really could probably handle 8 metres or possibly even more. It really isn't kind of taxing horsepower wise, but these are the kind of the standard, the largest tractor we run on the farm here. ISO controlled through Topcon X30, which gives us that single screen for the GPS, auto shut off and calibration. The nice thing here from an operator's point of view, because we're running other Horsch machinery such as the trail sprayer and the Avatar 12 metre drill, that it's a very familiar operating system common across all the machines, so keeps it nice and simple for our guys to just need to learn the one machine, telling them about seed there. Visibility is really good, so with the front hopper system we've got really quite good forward visibility. The hopper sits low and kind of below the bonnet line. The bracket we made for the pipework up the side, it was aluminium and it just bolts to the side casing of the tractor quite well. And then looking rearward, the difference when we're in this configuration compared to the the C-cart configuration is you've got a really clear view of all the coulters right out the back, which makes it really quite a nice simple machine, easy and handy to back into corners and around trees and whatever. And of course the big advantage of all, which really did come into its own in those wet conditions, is the weight distribution, with the hopper over the front and the machine at the rear, keeping the weight off those coulters where we don't want coulter pressure in wet conditions. So overall, really works quite well in this situation, and now we've kind of got it to this prototype type stage that we're all quite happy with. It just wants a coat of paint and make him pretty, I think. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Take a bit of a tour of the drill and what we've done to it over the last few years to evolve it to where it is today. I hope you like the video. If you want us to make more of this kind of thing, subscribe to the channel, and thanks very much.